المرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحر رأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى
Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahharu şereflerine salavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âl-i ezvacı, tahiret evladı Resul-i Sabzün Efendilerimizin ve sair Enbiya-i Zem ve Resul-i Kiram hazıratın ervah-ı şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal-i Habeş radıyallahu anh Efendimizin Mihmandar Resul-i Kibriya Eyüp Sultan Halid bin Zeyd Ebu Ayyub el-Ensar radıyallahu anh Şah Mürşidan Şeyh Hacı Muhammed Bahattin Nakşibendi el-Buhari Mevlana Celaleddin el-Rumi Mevlana Ziyadun Halid el-Bağdadi Sahib-ü Zaman Kıblet-i İslam Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım el-Lekani Sahib-ü Seyf Şeyh Abdülkerim el-Kıbrıser Rabbani Kaddesallahu Esraruhum hazıratın ervahı için Hademül Harameynü Şerifeyn Yavuz Sultan Selim Han Ebul Fetvel Mahazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan Firdevs-i aşiyan hazıratın evrahına ve amun inayetine alel husus bir caminin banisi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş İmam müezzin kayyum ve cemaatinin ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebî. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammed ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah. La ilahe illallah. Seyyidina Muhammed Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem.
Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nastağfiru eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike lah. Ve eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluhu. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabe't tabi'i hulefâ raşidin mehdûn min ba'di. Ve zâmâti ala tahkik ve azizan minhu alamati. Hulefâ rasul ala tahkik. Umara al-Mu'minin, Hazreti Ebu Bakr, Osman ve Ali, Mu'ala Bakr sahabe't tabi'in, Ridwanullah Teala aleyhim ecma'in. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun. Allah Teala, inna Allah ma'allazina taqawallazina hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala aşrafil enbiya'i ve mursalin. Seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecma'in. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. All praises are due to Allah who says in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Yasin, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And they say, when is this promise to be fulfilled if you are truthful? They are just waiting for one shout, which will surprise them while they are arguing. Then they cannot make any will or testament, nor can they return to their own people. The trumpet shall be blown, and behold, from the graves they rush to their Lord, saying, disaster to us. Who has raised us from our sleeping place? This is what Ar-Rahman promised. And the messengers spoke the truth. It is but one shout. And behold them brought together before us. This day no soul is wronged in the least, and you will not be repaid except for what you used to do. Truly, the companions of paradise this day are joyously busy. They and their associates in pleasant shade on thrones reclining. Theirs is the fruit of their good deeds, and theirs is whatever they wish. Salam. The word from a merciful Lord. But stand apart today, O you criminals, on this day. Did I not order you, O you sons of Adam, that you worship not Shaitan? Truly he is your open enemy, and that you worship me. That was a straight path. Did you have no sense? This is the hell which you were promised. Burn in it this day for what you used to deny. This day we seal up their mouths, and their hands will speak to us, and their feet will give testimony of what they used to do. Sadaqallah al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the intercessor of all mankind, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam once said to a Sahabi, Ya Abil Kahil, that person who reads the Darud al-Sharif 3 times every day and night out of love and respect for me, truly Almighty Allah considers it necessary to forgive the daily sins of that person. May peace and blessings be upon his noble family and blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar al-Faruq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the Mashayikh of the Naqshbandi way, the Rahbars of the prophetic caravan. May peace and blessings be upon the Ottoman Sultans who held high the Sunnah and Adalat of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and established the divine Nizam on earth. May Allah honor those who love them. May Allah humiliate those who hate them. Amen. O believers, all praise and thanks are due to Allah who led us to witness this holy month of Rabiul Awal and led us to honor the Mawlid of our beloved Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept whatever weak service we have submitted during this holy month for the sake of our Holy Prophet and for the sake of our Shaykh. O believers, Holy Prophet ﷺ is teaching us that we must take accounting of ourselves. we have to have sense. We have to think. In the ayat that we recited in the beginning from Surah Al-Yasin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that it will be said to the people who went to the wrong direction on the day of judgment, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Afalam ta'kunu ta'kilun. Didn't you think? Didn't you have any sense? On the day of judgment, the time for reflection, the time for thinking, it is finished. The time for thinking and using our akal, it is now in this life. Sultan al-Awliya Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim Adil al-Haqqani Qaddatullah Sir is saying, everyone will be given his book either in his right or his left hand on the day of judgment. That is haqq. The day of judgment also is haqq. It is written in all holy books. They will ask you about your children, if you were obeying Allah's orders and taught them their religion. If not, your place is hell. No more time for sleeping. You must wake up. The one is not praying from among the Muslims, he will be sorted out. You will die, and no one will intercede for you. This religion is not a joke. People are not thankful to Allah for His favors. Now the walls of their buildings are falling down. Don't stand under them. Don't be cheated. Things are going to happen soon. Be good. That means be a good servant to Allah. Ask yourself, judge yourself by your intelligence. You are not making sajda. You are not thankful to Allah. Turn back and ask for forgiveness. Nobody knows when his time has come. The souls of many will be refused entrance at the door of heavens. They will not be accepted in the divine presence. And our Shaykh Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrizi Rabbani Khazal is saying, put yourself out and look where you entered this world. Where are you now? Where are you going? And what have you done? Look, check, and calculate. You don't need anybody to check for you. You can check it for yourself. Sit and calculate. You will know. Don't cheat yourself. You cannot cheat yourself. Lock yourself in a room and say to yourself, to your ego, look, it's only you and I. There's nobody else. Let's see. You did this today. Okay. What was the intention when you were doing this? Your intention was to fool this person to get this? Say to yourself, to your ego, you are a very bad one. Say to yourself, before anybody tells you, say to yourself. Slowly you may find you are fixing, you are correcting yourself. If you don't question yourself, and if you're liking what you're doing all the time, then something is wrong with you. Because you are a creature, you are a man, filled with mistakes. You have to find mistakes. If you don't find mistakes, then what are you, a prophet? The prophets are gone. They are innocent. Even though the prophets have also been tested according to their level, they are gone. Are you a saint? It has to be showing with your actions, with your deeds, and with your intentions if you are a saint or not. If you are, then test yourself according to that level. But if you are a normal person, then the test has to be according to that. You will find out what you are doing. You don't need anybody to test you, to tell you this right and this is wrong. Judge yourself by yourself. And you will find a voice coming out from your heart saying this is right and this is wrong. No matter how much others say to you and praise you, saying, no, this was good, then you will know the reality yourself. No, I did wrong. This is the thinking that we must do in this life, not when we're in the grave, not on Judgment Day. When that addressing is coming on the day of judgment, didn't you have any sense? Didn't you think it is talking about this kind of reflection? So what do we have to look at? Don't look at yourself as so good and as so big and so perfect. Look at your mistakes. Look at the wrong things. that you did. Look at the people that you hurt. Look at the damage you have done and look how to fix it before you leave this life and how to never do it again. In the Akhir Zaman, mankind is only looking to see the things that have been done to them. Everyone becomes a victim, but no one is thinking what they have done to others. But when you are doing that, when you are thinking and trying to fix that time, you are not just thinking, but your thinking is turning into tawbah. Your thinking is turning into a worship. Some people came to Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh. Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh was one of the wisest Sahabis. He was a son of Hazrat Abbas, who was the uncle of the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So they came and they asked him, how many major sins are there? Are there 7? And Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh said, the number of major sins is closer to 700 than only 7. But no sin is too huge if you ask forgiveness for it. And no sin is too small if you keep doing it stubbornly. And Hazrat Abdullah ibn Masud is also saying, truly, the believer views his sins as if he was sitting under a mountain, terrified that it's going to fall on him. That is how the believer looks at his sins. The wicked person, the evil person, looks at his sins as if they were just a fly passing over his nose. So what does this teach us? It teaches us that the believer, he looks at his own mistakes, his own sins, as if it was a mountain, as if it is very big. It is the wicked person, the munafiq, who looks at his own sins and says, this is something very small. It's just a minor sin. I don't need to worry about this because Allah will definitely forgive me. That kind of thinking from the hypocrite, it is a huge trap from shaitan. Sahibul Saif is telling us, you must worry. You must worry for akhirat. We have been sent to this world to earn our akhirat. Did you earn your akhirat today? At least did you make promise today to live for akhirat? Everything that you do in this world, did you promise today that you're doing it for the sake of Allah, preparing yourself for Judgment Day, for akhirat? If you are doing that, then you have no worry. You have only one worry, akhirat. That never ends. That is the one that keeps pushing you continuously forward. That is a time that people will know too, this one is running for Allah. If you're running for dunya, then your energy is going to finish, and when the energy is finishing, then your hope is going to finish. And shaitan is coming to you saying, don't worry, your Lord is so merciful. You don't have to do it. He's going to forgive you. This is what he is saying. Who's warning us of this? Allah is saying this to us. This is how that shaitan is coming to fool you. Yes, your Lord is merciful with you when you have the breath of life and carrying it. That's a mercy to wake up, to shake yourself up, to say, what is it that I'm doing? When am I going to wake up? Ask that question to yourself. If you didn't yet, then start right now. Push yourself now. Don't leave it for tomorrow, because tomorrow may be too late. We must take our own mistakes very seriously. And we must not take those mistakes. We should not take those mistakes to go into anxiety and depression and hopelessness, because all that is coming from shaitan. To say, oh, I am doomed. There is no hope. No, that is not the attitude of the believer. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, have the taqwa of Allah wherever you are. Have the fear and have the faith of Allah wherever you are. Follow up the bad deeds with a good deed to erase it, and deal with others with beautiful character. As our Shaykh is reminding us again and again, if you do something wrong, run to do something right. That bad action that we did, it must make us to run to do good actions. That thinking of knowing that we have done major sins in the presence of Allah, it should make us to be in a constant state of running to become better, to control that ego that is pushing us towards disobedience, to sit with those that will teach us how to do good. Once we know and understand with real thinking that yes, I am a person who commits the major sins and I need to run towards mercy, then we become eligible for the shafa'at of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He's saying in Hadith Sharif, which our Ottoman grandfathers were putting everywhere, my intercession is for the people of major sins amongst my ummah. That type of thinking, it will save a man, because the man is always going to run to do better. And we know from our Shaykh that he was always looking at us and saying, you can do better. That is the sunnah of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Hazrat Auf ibn Malik is telling us that once the Holy Prophet ﷺ came into the masjid with his cane. He saw that a man had hung a bundle of brittle, dry dates as a charity for people to take. The Holy Prophet ﷺ started hitting those dates with his cane, and he said, if he wanted, he could have given better charity than this. Truly the one who gave this in charity will eat brittle, dry dates on the Day of Judgment. The Holy Prophet and his inheritors, they are training us to present the best to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to do things in a lazy way. Not to give things from the worst of ourselves, but to run to present the best from ourselves to Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Rahman, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, is there any reward for ihsan, for excellence, other than ihsan? Tasawwuf is the way of ihsan. Tasawwuf is the way of excellence. Because the masters of tasawwuf, the sheikhs, they will keep polishing you until you become acceptable to be presentable. You are not going to find that training through books. You cannot. Or through scholarship, or even through so many rituals and fasting and praying. You will only find that through the hands of one who himself went through that training in a chain going back to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. That is the way of the training of sheikhs. Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi Qadasasir explaining this. He is saying, if the beloved sprinkles plaster on your head, treat it like the most fragrant musk, because inside you lives a hidden enemy. And it cannot be cast out except with harshness. The man who beats a stick on a rug, it is not aimed at the rug. The whole purpose is to get the dust out. Layers of dust are within you, making a thick veil of ego. That dust isn't going to go away with just one hit. With each harshness, with each hit, little by little, that dust is swept away from the heart, sometimes sleeping, sometimes awake. Therefore, everything on the path of Allah is good, because in the end, He will make the man pure and beautiful. Think of how the tanner rubs all kinds of filth and poison into the hide to make beautiful soft leather, even though the animal skin has no idea what's going on. Oh believers, for us to come to the realization of our major sins, for us to be counted in that hadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, we must follow the way that is being described by Hazrat Maulana. Our Shaykh Sahib al-Saif is describing. He's saying, Murids, can only learn and progress if they listen and follow. If they take what they learn and apply it to their lives. If you don't apply it to your life, then it's as if words are entering from one ear and coming out from the other side. There is going to be no progress. You may think you are making progress, but Shaitan has hundreds of thousands of ways to fool people. It fooled millions and is ready to fool millions, except those who hold tightly to the rope of Allah and they do not separate. Allah is saying to us, He's saying, hold on to the rope of Allah and do not separate. The rope of Allah is not a rope coming down from the sky that you're going to hold. First you have to know what the rope of Allah is. If you don't know the rope, then how are you going to hold on to that rope? In the army, if a soldier is not learning how to listen and obey the one that has only one stripe, then how is he going to obey the general? How is he going to be able to reach to the general? Even those who are going to become generals in the future time, they have to be under the training of that one who has one stripe. He is doing that. That is his job. When they come from the outside with all the wrong characteristics, his job is first to put them in training and to give them some discipline. When they are learning the discipline, then slowly they may reach to their ranks. Otherwise, they are not reaching anywhere. Only illusions and delusions will be happening. And if that one is not able and capable to listen, to learn, and to follow the orders of the one with one stripe or two stripes, then he's not going to know how to act in the presence of the general. With one wrong move that he's going to do in the presence of the general, he may receive a very heavy punishment for that. Every army in this world that still has discipline go according to this. Otherwise, no army can stand. We are here to be part of this Jamaat and to be part of the mission of our Shaykh. We must make intention to run for discipline, put it in our lives, for manners, to put it in our lives. We must run to take advice and put it in our lives. That time we are honoring our Shaykh and honoring his mission. Otherwise, this dunya is very dangerous. This grave is very dangerous. And our akhirat will be very dangerous. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us in safety. The new month that is coming brings the urs of one of the greatest saints that came, Ghawsul Azam, Shaykh Abdul Qadir al-Gilani. Inshallah, we're ending with his dua, his saying, Ya Rabbi, present us all to your Holy Prophet ﷺ and to our father Ibrahim. Ya Rabbi, do not make us tyrants to one another. Make us merciful to one another and include us all in your mercy. Amen. Amen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Lazim al-azim. La ilaha illa wa la yakani wa atubu ilayh. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء قدير لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة سبحان قدوس ربنا سبحان قدوس ربنا رب إن دين عند الله الإسلام قام الصلاة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأرضين وسهلها وجبالها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد اضطراب المياه العذبة والملحة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم يوم 1000 مرة. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقته على جديد أرضك في مستقر الأرضين شرقها وغربها سهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وطريقها وعامرها وغامرها إلى سائر ما خلقته عليها وما فيها ومدر وحجر من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي عدد نبات الأرض من قبلتها وشرقها وغربها وسهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وأشجارها وثمارها وأوراقها وزروعها وجميع ما يخرج من نباتها وبركاتها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس والشياطين وما أنت خالقه منهم إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شعرة في أبدانهم وفي وجوههم وعلى رؤوسهم منذ خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خفقان الطير وطيران الجن والشياطين من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل بهيمة خلقتها على جديد أرضك من صغير أو كبير في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها من إنسها وجنها ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خطاهم على وجه الأرض من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يصلي عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شيء. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد في الليل إذا يغشى وصل على سيدنا محمد في النهار إذا تجلى وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرة والأولى وصل على سيدنا محمد شابا زكيا وصل على سيدنا محمد كهلا مرضيا وصل على سيدنا محمد منذ كان في المهد صبيا وصل على سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. اللهم وأعط سيدنا محمدا المقام المحمود الذي وعدته الذي إذا قال صدقته وإذا سأل أعطيته. اللهم وأعظم برهانه وشرف بنيانه وأبلج حجته وبين فضيلته. اللهم وتقبل شفاعته في أمته واستعملنا بسنته وتوفنا على ملته واحشرنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه واجعلنا من رفقائه وأوردنا حوضه واسقنا بكأسه وانفعنا بمحبته اللهم آمين. وأسألك بأسمائك التي دعوتك بها أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عدد ما وصفت ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت أن ترحمني وتتوب علي وتعافيني من جميع البلاء والبلوى وأن تغفر لي وترحم المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وأن تغفر لعبدك المذنب الخاطئ الضعيف، وأن تتوب عليه إنك غفور رحيم. اللهم آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم إني أسألك بحق ما حمل كرسيك من عظمتك وقدرتك وجلالك وبهائك وسلطانك، وبحق اسمك المخزون المكنون الذي سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك واستأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. وأسألك باسمك الذي إذا دعيت به أجبت، وإذا سئلت به أعطيت. وأسألك باسمك الذي وضعته على الليل فأظلم، وعلى النهار فاستنار، وعلى السماوات فاستقلت، وعلى الأرض فاستقرت، وعلى الجبال فرست، وعلى الصعبة فذلت، وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت، وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت. وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا آدم نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به أنبياؤك ورسلك وملائكتك المقربون صلى الله عليهم أجمعين. وأسألك بما سألك به أهل طاعتك أجمعين، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مطحية والجبال مرسية والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب منيرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أحصاه اللوح المحفوظ من علمك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في أم الكتاب عندك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء ما أنت خالقه من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد صفوف الملائكة وتسبيحهم وتقديسهم وتحميدهم وتمجيدهم وتكبيرهم وتهليلهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية والرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة تقطر من سماواتك إلى أرضك وما تقطر إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت الرياح وعدد ما تحركت الأشجار والأوراق والزروع وجميع ما خلقت في قرار الحفظ من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في بحارك السبعة مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم وألحاظهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد طيران الجن والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الطيور والهوام وعدد الوحوش والآكام في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الأحياء والأموات. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أظلم عليه الليل وأشرق عليه النهار من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد من يمشي على رجلين ومن يمشي على أربع من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه من الجن والإنس والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما يجب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ينبغي أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى شيء من الصلاة عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأسألك اللهم بالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا آدم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا نوح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في أم الكتاب وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار، وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا.
That he can't think of a time when he's quiet and he regrets, but he can think of many times when he speaks and he regrets. Look at it. Don't be so like this. When we speak and you regret speaking. For most people, most of the time, when you speak something, when do you regret saying it? What? Speak to say, Subhanallah. Speak to say, I want to help. Speak to say, MashaAllah, you look good. When do you speak that you regret speaking? When? Ego. And what is that? When you speak with anger. He's not just saying speak, speak. When you speak in anger. What else? What else? When you speak in ghaflat. As Shaykh Effendi says, Allah gave us one tongue, but 2 ears. We have to listen 2 times before speaking once. And Shaykh Effendi also said, this tongue is behind these teeth. It's not flapping out just like that. It's behind these teeth. It is being protected and imprisoned. And it's behind these 2 jaws and these 2 lips. So when you speak and you are not doing what Shaykh Effendi says the Ottomans are saying, when you speak, put your tongue where? Behind your heart. Not in America. They say when you speak, put your tongue flapping out. Anything, talking, nonsense talking. They teach from very young. Just talk. Ask questions. Put all attention to yourself. Because from young you give so much attention to them. Good things you give attention, bad things you don't give attention. Then they're not going to know the difference. You say, I just like attention. So now you're just speaking. That kind of speech will bring a person to regret, because that kind of speech is bringing fire. So you want to speak something that is not good, swallow. Shaykh Effendi says, swallow it. Swallow the words. Digest it. You want to speak to say something that's going to hurt someone. Swallow it. Think. Digest it. Understand it. Think. Is this necessary? When the Shaykh is saying speak, he's saying speak when you are talking nonsense, and they say, oh, speak more, speak. Huh? When there is work to be done, work in the way of Allah, when there's haqq, you are going on it, when you should be speaking, you should be, meaning speaking and thinking and figuring things out, everyone's so silent, mashallah. It's no good. Meaning when you should be doing something to fix a problem, you don't do anything, you don't speak. You pull back. But when it's Malayani, people are jumping in. Do you understand? So, understand first what causes you regret. You will never regret from doing good things. And if you regret, because the shaitan may trick you and they say you regret from not doing bad things. Oh, if only I did those bad things. This is coming from shaitan. Don't regret, because the one who stops himself from doing bad things, Allah rewards him more than the one that they don't have to fight against themselves. You understand? And the Shaykh may poke you. So easy. I'm not going to say, I say so many times. MashaAllah. All of you tongueless, especially women. Anything? Anything? Covering. Like Japanese. Like that, huh? You know that one? But Shaykh is not them. Nonsense talking, not knowing how to speak, when to speak, or bringing one word to another. What we have to do, even if I, for example, I hear somebody saying, this person, let's say, this Ali, why he's doing like this? Why he's taking my things? And I hear, you should not go, Ali, you know what he said? He's saying like this, like this, like this. No, if anything, you're going to downplay it. You're going to say, if Ali is saying, he says something to me? No, he was just wondering where his thing is. And he's asking if you've seen it. You want to learn how to fix. Now, men become worse than women now. They take one word and they open it up, they stretch it, and they give it to another person like that, making fitna. Anything negative, you have to put it down. Anything positive, that time you can open it. If the person makes something, they cook something, they eat, okay, it's nice. They ask, how does, oh, he really likes it. I see in his face. That is how you're going to make good feelings towards each other. And you stop shaitan from coming and your ego from coming to make a confusion. Do you understand? But these days I'm seeing women taking things, men taking things and spreading it like this. And what are you doing? Are you solving things? No. But the times when I say speak clearly, speak openly now. What do you think? We have this job that we have to do. What do you think? What do you think? Everyone keeps quiet. No. I'm not going to make confusion. Everything is turning upside down. Huh? So, it used to be, this is really Akhir Zaman. Because we speak, our sounds last only a very short while. Unless you record, but no one really, when they speak, they record. There is a recorder that is up there. It's going to show us on Judgment Day. Everyone is going to see for themselves. But Shaykh Effendi also says, don't think your sound is just going to disappear like that. Your sound actually releases into the creation, into the universe, and it is circling around. It will come back to you. Science has proven that. It circles around. The sound circles around. It never gets destroyed. What do we have to do? What do we have to do to be able to listen to ourselves? Because this is one thing that I see a lot of people living in this country. They don't think by themselves. They don't sit down to think, to listen to themselves. They just want to talk for someone else to listen to. So we don't have too much awareness. You're not aware. You're not aware how other people, this person, how is he looking at you, how is he listening? This one, this one, this one, this one. Women's, how is listening to you? Men, how they're listening to you? High level, low level, how they're listening to you, because everyone will also read you according to their level. You speak. You're not being aware. Sound just may disappear. But in these days, everyone is texting each other, and that can never disappear. If you do any crime in this world, if there are no witnesses, there's no smoking gun, there's no evidence, there's nothing. Even if you commit it, there is no proof. They say there's no proof. We all know that but there's no proof. We cannot convict him. Right? But if there is proof now, you go straight. Even if there are judges, lawyers, of course these days judges, they want to cover it up, they cannot because there is a proof. These days people are doing so many things, making everyone to be witness. Then you're making the job of your lawyer, spiritual lawyers, be more difficult. So, even if you hear, become peacemakers to each other, you know. Even if you hear this one is cursing you something, change that. Don't you know that is also a very, very, very good deed? To make peace between two friends. It is so good, it is so important that the Prophet ﷺ says, for that to bring peace between two people or two groups of people, you can even lie. You can even lie. What are we doing? So, when the Shaykh wants reports, that's different. Don't embellish it. Don't stretch it out. Don't make it. The Shaykh wants a report, that's completely different. You understand? But between each other, no. Even if you know that is the whole truth, what is your intention? To just make everything to be calm and easy? Because the person who says wrong things also, they say it with regret, meaning that they wish they didn't say it. So before they reach to that point, you're going to do it for them. You understand? To say what they really mean to say. Then you can live properly. You can live with people. You can live with everyone. You have no problems and no one has problems with you. You're not going to be like some people. They have problems with everyone. Everyone, they have problems. Because they say everyone has a problem with me. Don't stay in that illusion and delusional world. May Allah forgive me, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Amen. Yes, another question? What do you have? Where's your microphone?
There are times, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There are times when you're trying to be quiet, not to talk useless things or to talk malayani or to say things out of anger, but inside becomes very loud. So how can you make that to be quiet?
Smack yourself. Smack yourself. Yeah. Because you decide to be close to the crazy voices inside of you. You decide that. If you decide not to listen to them, even when you don't speak, you're going to be busy with people. that are good, that their talk is going to bring you faith. You're going to be busy with them. That time you don't have to speak, but you're busy with them because you know I have to hear their voice to drown out my voices inside. But what this world is teaching you, what you are saying to yourself, no, I must take time out. I must pull myself back. I must be alone. No. You're not alone. Either you're with the righteous people. If you are righteous yourself, you will have people around you. And that time you cannot escape also. And you will understand that they are more important than you. Or you are just going to say, I don't want to be with righteous people. But these voices are very loud. I don't want to be Ahl Zikr with Ahl Zikr. Then what are you going to do? You're going to pull yourself out. They are going to speak to you 24 hours. So, use your intelligence a little bit. Or step in your ego. You understand? And learn how to fight back those voices. They're saying, this is nonsense, this is wrong. Stop that. Curse at it. Curse at yourself. Don't listen. When you start listening and say, this is it, and then they just put a hook in your heart. Keep putting hooks there. But says, no, it is not. Learn how to say la. No, it is not. Then be with someone else who is going to show you the opposite of that. You have to wash yourself. You understand? Don't just give in to that. Cannot be. There is an addiction there. Always is like that. Then stop yourself. Don't surround yourself with addicts. Don't go to where they are. Meaning that you're going to find the habits that makes you to become just sit quiet. MashaAllah, you look like an angel to other people, but inside your shaitans are screaming at you. Usually those ones, if they choose to help themselves, they are going to be around people. When they choose not to help themselves, they're going to pull themselves back. It's so quiet. They look as if they're always meditating, but they're not. They're listening very carefully to what the shaitans are saying. And it's getting more and more confused in the head. Yes, that is the time where they have to speak. Find someone that they say, I have a problem. Speak. You don't pretend it's not there. Speak. Then that time, listen how stupid it sounds. Then to know that everything that you speak, how stupid, how wrong it is. Then smack yourself. Say, you have no shame. What are you thinking of this? Go to sajda and cry. And then come out from it. Understand? Okay. Astaghfirullah, lazim atubu ilayh. Al-Fatiha. Rashka, anything else? Yes? Another follow-up question? Yes?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the there's this different places like in Surah Taha that it's showing that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing to Musa alayhi salam and the voice is coming out from the fire or whatever, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts the tree or the fire, I'm not sure what the right word is.
Stop speaking a stupid American.
Out of the fire that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses to Musa alayhi salam and he starts reminding him things. Kind of telling him everything that he's, because in the way that it's doing, it's not like there's a break. It's still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing, and he's saying
I
first.
answered this question some time ago, didn't I? Anyway, we'll ask again. And?
That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going through all of these events that, when you were young, we told your mother to put you inside the basket, and leading up, and then after that, giving that job to Musa alayhi salam and telling him, now go and speak to Pharaoh. And also there are parts in the Holy Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing to Holy Prophet ﷺ, reminding him and talking to him about how he helped him or took care of him during different points in his life. So just in terms of, I'm asking what's the lesson that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking like that to the prophets, that before he's giving them their job, or he's always reminding them about these things that happened to them before?
The Quran was sent to him, to the Prophet ﷺ, and it is for the whole of mankind through him. That whatever the Prophet ﷺ went through, the Sahaba Kiram, it is like a rehearsal. It is like a practice. It is an example of how Allah is speaking to us, how Allah is opening things to us, how Allah wants us to be. This is something that is very important because you touch about Hazrati Payghambar Effendi alayhi salatu wasalam and Hazrati Musa. And both of them are given very, very heavy work. Both of them are given very big number of followers and very heavy work that it looks as if the ummah is rising against them, even when they're seeing everything and they're witnessing all the miracles. Still, they are being very, very stubborn. Prophet ﷺ, he is a prophet, but he's sent down to us as a man, like we are men. And the Quran is addressing mankind and understanding. Allah is making us to understand that Allah understands what we are and who we are. Man. That comes with his own weakness. So that nobody can say later, the revelation that you brought to us and the prophet that you brought to us, we cannot relate. It's not like us. It's very strong. We are not like that. No. Allah is showing even the strongest prophets. The prophet of Kalimullah and the prophet who is Habibullah, sent to mankind, and although they are the prophets and the greatest prophets, they still have that characteristic like we all do. And that characteristic needs the strength and the reassurance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you by yourself, you may not know what to do. You may feel that you cannot. But Allah is reassuring over and over again. And those words, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke once to them, no? But those words are continuing, not for them, it's for us. From that time until Judgment Day and beyond. It is for the ummah. Over and over again to say, we are here. We were here. We will always be here. So when you're doing the work of Allah, don't give up. Don't despair. To know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm the one who is going to give you that power and that strength. Step by step. There are other things there in that ayat. I'm not going to enter into it right now, especially concerning Hazrati Musa. Because it is different, the way that Holy Prophet ﷺ is responding to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how it is different from how Hazrati Musa is responding to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the greatness that Allah shows. Allah is showing the greatness to Hazrati Musa, and it's a different greatness, and it's a different Jalal. That Musa alayhi salam, when he's asking to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah is saying, you cannot see me, Ya Musa. You will not be able to carry. And Allah is saying, Just look over there. I will show you the angels that carry my throne. When Musa alayhi salam looked and he saw the angels carrying the throne, and they were flying to him, rushing to him with a zikr, he fell down and he died. He's carrying the throne. Don't think Allah is sitting on that throne. But the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he is the master of Qaba Qawsain. He is a master of the 2 bow lengths or even nearer. That he went to where even Hazrat Jibreel feared to go. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forget about the angels who are carrying the throne of Allah. Allah is saying, step on my throne with your shoes. That he said to Hazrat Musa, take off your shoes because you're entering into sacred, holy territory. So much mercy. And that, whatever Holy Prophet ﷺ went through, he is praying and is asking Allah to make his nation to go through it too, those who are asking. He didn't even ride the Burak without first asking Allah to make sure that his ummah on the Day of Judgment, everyone will ride a Burak as well. Alhamdulillah. Astaghfirullah. What have we done that is so big to deserve this, especially in this Akhir Zaman? Not too much. Nothing. Nothing. But hold on tightly to the beloved ones of Allah. Because right now I'm hearing also in different parts of the world, in Southeast Asia, Shaitan is making them to be busy with nonsense, things that they should not be busy with. If they're not busy with saying, oh, your pronunciation of Fatiha is not proper, so that means if a Fatiha is not accepted, your whole namaz, all these years you're not accepted, you're a kafir. If they're not busy with that, then they're busy with something else. And the latest thing I'm hearing they're busy with, these Wahhabi type people, which you ask them, they say, we're not Wahhabi, we're Ahl Sunnah. They're busy with, they're saying, to have the Nalain Sharif, to have respect and love to the footprint, to the sandals of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, this, it is a shirk. And with social media, they're not only saying that, but they're making fun. They say, what's the difference? I have sandal too, and they post their own sandals. MashaAllah, very good. Jahannam is very big. It's very big. In these days, they may be doing so many good things, but to say something like that, that your nature, your soul, your spirit cannot accept, say, this is something wrong. Why I have to go making fun of this? I may not know. That it can cancel out years, maybe a whole life of worship. Because Allah honored that sandals to say, step on my throne. That so many saints and scholars, Sahabe Kiram, they would honor that. Even to have a drawing of the footprint or a drawing of the sandals, the holy sandals of the Prophet ﷺ, because it reminds you of the Prophet ﷺ. It is used as a cure. So, but it is interesting also. Don't go to the other extreme. Now I'm seeing they have Muslim stores online. They make copies of footprint of Prophet. They make copies of this and that, and to say, keep it in your house, it's okay. We don't say too much. It's not that good also. You cannot turn it into a merchandise. That's the thing. Yes, we honor, but you cannot just make something and sell it online. And then for people who believe in it. It's never been done in 1400 years. You think people could have done that? They could have just made copies and sell, but it's not. People have iman, they have sharaf to understand that you cannot do that with holy things. But now it's swing to the other way. On one hand, there are people cursing at people who are saying you have committed a shirk by looking at all these tabarruk, sacred relics and items and honoring them. You're going to go to hell. On the other hand, you have people say, we love them so much, now we want to market it. Some, they make prints of this. They make it on hats. They make it on a bag. They make it cufflinks. They make it earrings. Why are you doing that? Now they go to the other extreme. I love it so much. One time, I went to a mawlid. This was a, how you say the one who sings? Natwala. He's singing, Natwala, making people to get very emotional about the Prophet. I'm looking at him. He has those Pakistani shirts with the buttons here, right? And every button he put Nali Sharif, Nali Sharif, Nali Sharif, Nali Sharif. Nali Sharif, Nali Sharif. Where else can you put? Maybe I've seen one with a tie. Someone was printing it on a tie. A tie is a symbol of the cross. Huh? As a design, just as a design. Now, but they say how you can teach people common sense? How can you teach people common sense? With a stick, you teach them common sense. Yeah, falaka. So you're not thinking falaka. Now you think, yes, I think, I know, right? Yeah, the stick comes from paradise. Otherwise, too much thinking, too much, people think they're so smart. Yeah, Allah. That is also wrong. It's so difficult to just walk the middle path. Just do what good people in the past they've done, that's all. Don't try to do something else. For us, we don't even put the Nali Sharif even as a design on our kufis, because you're going to enter the toilet with that, no? Why are you going to enter the toilet? But of course, there's some people that they think they're so spiritual, they wear sunnat all the time. Not our sunnat, of course, they wear their own. Wearing white all the time, they refuse to wear all different colors because they say this is the best. Okay, wear it. Well, then I see them, they're coming out from the toilet and they have a turban on. I said, I was going to ask, what are you doing in there? But of course, I know what he's doing in there. It's very disgusting. You wear your turban? You ever see a king wearing his crown and then he's going to the toilet? It's common sense. You have to take it off, right? It is something holy. Allah. But that one thinking he's a saint. So people are doing that too. So these holy things, I see some people, they're carrying a bag and then they put that. There's no manners. When there's no manners, there's no intelligence. This is all common sense, it's manners. Huh? We don't put anything holy below the belly button. Anything holy, you don't even place it below the belly button. The Ottomans, they say food is holy because it's coming from Razak. They say you don't even put food below the belly button. It's not too good. So they raise all the food in small sofra tables. They're doing like that. Although, of course, it's sunnah to eat from the floor too, yes. But they say to put it above your belly button to show just more love and more shukr to Allah, that is also okay. Because Prophet ﷺ also did that as well. That is also sunnah. Once they remove falaka from this world, all the balance is off. It's gone. No common sense anymore. So anything holy you don't put below the belly button. You don't even hang things on the wall as something that is holy that is below you. You got to put it high. You got to know where it goes before this. There is a protocol. Everything in the universe has a protocol. You cannot put this one before, this one after. The whole earth cannot even move 1 millimeter closer to the sun. It will burn. It is very delicate, it's very specific. It cannot move 1 millimeter away from the sun. Everything will freeze. Everything is in a delicate balance. Ya Latif. And there is a law that keeps that. Why man thinks there is no law? Now people in tariqat thinks there's no law. I can do as I like. I have love, so I can do anything as I like. Which Sahabi are you following? Which saint are you following? And you're going to come around us, you got to know this is the way. We're not teaching you other than what the Holy Prophet ﷺ is teaching, and our grandshare and our share. Don't get too spoiled. Otherwise, you will get smacked. And don't play the game. Oh, it's okay, smack from you, it is a blessing. There's another shaitanic thing. Allah is saying, don't do it. It's wrong. May Allah give us more common sense and make us to have more intelligence, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Okay. We have something? Or nothing for people? No need. They didn't prepare anything. Oh, we have. Go give. Give to people. Women say have? Eat something. Yes? Son say?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear Sheikh Luqman Effendi, my name is Joel. I live in Oneonta, New York. It is an honor to write to you. I pray that you and everyone at the Dergah have a safe, peaceful year coming up.
Thank you.
I am new to this faith, and I have not yet declared the Shahada in front of 2 witnesses, but I have finished reading the Quran, and I am filled with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
MashaAllah.
After accepting Allah, my life, my outlook, and overall appreciation of people changed. I became not only a better person, but increased in life. I received an unapplied for promotion and acceptance where I had not before. I hope someday to come to the Dergah in Sydney, New York, once the restrictions of COVID are gone. Thank you for all that you do. I am a follower of yours on Facebook, and I hope that someday I am blessed with the opportunity to declare Shahada before you. Praise be to Allah, and thank you.
Amen, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Astaghfirullah lazim wa atubu ilayh. Allah forgive me. There is inshallah we will sit and have tea and talk soon. Joel. This is your place as well. And it is showing that Allah and His Prophet and the beloved ones, they are loving you. You are sincere. That's why you are being pulled. There is still some understandings and some knowledge that you have to have. As far as the spiritually, you're already a Muslim. You don't need 2 witnesses for that. You've already declared your faith and your belief. So, once you declare that, and the Shahada that you declare even by yourself, if there is no human witness, Allah will send so many other kinds of witness to be with you. And every time you say that, you become like a newborn baby, pure and clean. Say the Shahadat often, inshallah. So, Al-Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Anything else? Let's say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This message is from somebody who had emailed a question earlier.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Luqman Effendi, Hazrat Dari. Thank you so much for your answer and your advices. It is a great value to me and it means a lot. Yes, I will be happy with my Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala and with my Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam and with my Shaykh. And I will try my best to see if someone around is in need, and inshallah I will find the right way to help. When I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance, He led me to find you and the Naqshbandi way. One day inshallah I'll be able to come to the Dargah with the right intentions and without wrong expectations. Wa alaikum assalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you health, keep you strong, and protect you and the Jamaat.
Astaghfirullah. Welcome to you. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Welcome to you. Welcome to anyone who wants to be here. And if you're coming to Islam, know that, you must know that your prayers and your power is very strong, that you may reach up to 7 generations back to intercede for them. Ya Abdullah. So pray for your people, pray for your parents, pray for your grandparents. Do not limit the mercy of Allah. Inshallah. It is a good news. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This much is enough. Jummah Mubarak.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأسألك اللهم بالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا آدم عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا نوح عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب